What's going on, MSFers? Doolum here, back again with another video. And today we have my Week 4 Cosmic Crucible recap. And you can see here I did go 2-1 once again. So moving up in the world slowly but surely. So let's get into round number 1, going against Loki Vogue. And this is the gentleman I lost to last week. So for fight number 1, he had War Dogs on defense. So I just Eternals YA it. Echo, obviously, they stopped the assist. And Eternals just hit the delete button. Yeah, this was pretty straightforward. It was honestly just a free win. I'll take it. I got to use Eternals and some trash with it, so awesome. Room number 2, this is why you don't have Superior 6 anywhere but room number 1, because if not, Iron Illuminati can beat it because a Green Goblin will not clear the ability block turn 1 from Shuri. Shuri clears the charges, and it's an absolute delete, as you can see, 8371. Room number 3, we did the double sack into SDCGR into the Mephisto Spider Society comp, and this is pretty standard, pretty straightforward. It worked pretty well. So yeah, just double sack. You pretty much just pull some abilities, and then you just come back in and play it pretty normally. Room number 4, the struggle bus was big time here. So we had Red Skull. Or not Red Skull. We had Zemo, Vulture, and Cabal going into here. Black Knight, Old Man Logan, Doc and Panda, and Wolverine. Barely crawled through this because my Cabal is absolutely massive. I really need to stop being stubborn and build Red Skull so I don't have to worry about issues like this anymore. But again, I'm stubborn. Room number 5, we have MOE Ultimus taking out an Extreme with Rogue taking out Sunspot. Not the best efficiency because Absorbing Man did die, and also this room is ridiculously good for Extreme because they're really, really tanky in here. They're extremely tanky in here. And then room number 6, we did something that I didn't know was going to work, honestly, and I'm glad I tried it. So we used Captain Britain here to stop the turn meter from Super Skrull. Then we used Big Time Spider-Man to take off the taunt from Sasquatch. And then we used Weaver ult to stun the Super Skrull. Because Weaver was able to get in front of Super Skrull because Captain Britain didn't allow Super Skrull to get turn meter. Then we did the APOC ult. He did not get turn meter, but then he came back around to his turn and ended up punching Super Skrull. Honestly, you could do this without Emma, and you could also do this without APOC. You could do this with, like, Kestrel. And Kestrel could be your main damage dealer to take out Super Skrull. The stun from Weaver is just really big, and then you got another stun from Captain Britain, and this worked really, really well. So you could throw in Kestrel with another big damage dealer, and this does great things. This was a great counter that I decided to try with CB. So on defense, my opponent, this is why you have Superior 6 in room number 1 with Green Goblin Classic as a Raider, because he had to use the Captain Britain version of Illuminati to take this out, which is a big win in my books. He got an 8369 on it. Room number 2, I tried to do a Black Order with Cap and Black Knight. He had a big time Spider-Man at one time in G19, so he got through that Black Knight pretty quickly. And then he did good things, got the stun with Nova, and then Doom ults turn 1. Obviously, this is a pretty good counter, 8361. Then room number 3, he tried to one-shot it, I think because he knew he was going to have to try to one-shot this to get ahead on efficiency because he did other attacks first before this, and he dropped a fight in room 5. So I think he had to try to one-shot this just to hope to be able to full clear. Next up on 4, he did an APOC, Tangled, Vulture, and Cap here. I have no earthly idea what the Cap America is here for, but he's here. Maybe just to give some blocks to make him tankier. But if you use an APOC Tangled and you're getting 8349, I'll absolutely take that every day. Room number 5, we have MOE Ultimus trying to go into my Extreme Rogue with Bishop, and it did not work, and then he had to come in with a New Warriors cleanup. This was a really good fight for me, so he dropped this fight, which is why he went for the one-shot in 3. And then in room number 6, Cabal, Lizard, and good old Archangel, pretty straightforward on my Hive. Sus with Silver Surfer. But round number 1 was a win, so let's get into round number 2. Room 1, we have Cabal going into Hive Sus Squatch. Pretty straightforward here. I used Zemo and Dormammu. Dormammu was there solely for health efficiency because I knew Zemo was going to die. but then he got revived, and then he got healed to full by leader, so this was just efficiency assistance instead of having Zemo die from the Void Knight ult and then losing 4 points. Room number 2, another pretty cool counter. Used Rolk, APOC, Doom, MLF, and Emma. Doom barely survived the bleeds. This was an ultimate pucker, but it worked, thank God. Room number 3, we used Tangled Eternals BTS on Infinity Watch Quicksilver, pretty straightforward. Room number 4, I did a sack into SDCGR on the Spider Society BK. It still works in this room. Now, a sack is just the recommended way to go. I don't really see a way to one-shot this room because you have you can't big-time Spider-Man ult into BK turn 1 unless you try to like full Illuminati this, but that's not the move for sure, and you'll see where I used Illuminati. Room number 5, I messed up. I decided to use New Warriors into a Nightcrawler, which is a big no-no. I did not see the Nightcrawler, and I'm an idiot. So I just should have done MOE Ultimus into this, and it would have done just as well as it did in round number 1. But then I came and cleaned up with MOE. So yeah, using MOE to clean up. Good on me, right? And then room number 6, he had a Mephisto Darkhold, so I just one-shot it. It's also a baby Mephisto. And even if this was a big Mephisto, you could one-shot it with Illuminati with CB. Used Illuminati with CB, went super well. Coming into my defense, once again, Superior 6 pulling an Illuminati with Captain Britain. I'm okay with that, believe it or not. Room number 2, he failed with MOE Surfer Doom against a out of time, no Cosmic Ghost Rider, because I always use him on offense, and I threw in Void Knight instead, and he failed, which was quite interesting. Then came back in with Eternals, Nova, Dorm, Omega Red. So this room was really good for me. I'll absolutely take it. Room number 3 did the double sack, but his sack number 2 was SD, which I think is where he messed up. I don't know if he tried to like two-shot it with SD, but SD came in and got ulted turn 1 by Mephisto and got deleted. And then he came in with New Warriors to clean it up. So I think this was just an absolute waste of SD in my opinion. But yeah. Room number 4. I don't know why the numbers look like that. It happens sometimes. Absolutely crawled through this with Tangled, Cable, Rolk, APOC. I honestly don't know how he won this. Old Man Logan stunned their Weaver turn 1, and literally APOC just 1v9 carried this. And this was before Old Man Logan was 7-7. And honestly, if Old Man Logan was 7-7 here, I don't think this would have cleared. I think he would have had to come back in. But yeah, so he barely got through this, so the efficiency was nice here. Room number 5, he used Superior 6 with Mysterio and Vulture, but still, Superior 6 on offense, and getting an 83-55 is really good in my opinion. He took a lot of turns to beat this. He was full health, but he took 20 turns to beat this, so that's a win in my books. And then room number 6, he used Cabal, Ultimus, and Lizard. Honestly, I don't think he needed Lizard here. He probably could have just used Ultimus and then came in here with Lizard to make this a little bit better. That's just me, though. And then that's going to be it for round number 2. That was also a win. And then round number 3 going against Almost Deaf, somebody who hangs out in Twitch chats. You've probably seen him around if you are a Twitch goer. Room number 1 on attack. I ended up using an SD Eternals because in room number 3, I could not clear... Oh, in room number 2, sorry, I could not clear the Mephisto room, so I still had SD left over, so I used SD Eternals to seal the revives. Eternals, boom, just fine. But yeah, I could not clear room number 2. I had issues because Penny decided to block the stun from Cosmic Ghost Rider, and then Penny ulted my face off, and I lost. It was really bad. Room number 2, also for room 2, I could have used Doom instead of CGR here because it's room 2, and then let somebody go on the Doom ride here, but yeah, I thought the CGR comp would have no issues whatsoever. Purple ISO had nothing to do with this at all. Mephisto literally fell over and died, and then... But yeah, this team is massive. You see they're almost all 3 diamonds except for Penny. Get good, loser. Get that Penny 3 diamond. Stage number 3, we did APOC, Rolk, Weaver, Echo, and Dorm. Dorm was absolutely useless here. I could have brought in a hand minion, and they would have done the same amount of work that Dormammu did, honestly. There's a pre-taunt Old Man Logan here. You special with Red Hulk, you ult with APOC, you punch Old Man Logan. This is a product of Panda being too big because Panda did not get pushed by the APOC ult. So then he didn't get the taunt. So then I punched Old Man Logan. Room number 4 came in with Illuminati, full Illuminati into a out of time with Gambit and Rogue here. And now this was an efficiency sink for sure. Shuri is only at 5.5 and she's not pulling the charges off of Black Knights yet, even as a skirmisher. But once she gets bigger, she will absolutely do that, which will make this fight way more efficient. So that's why I had 2 characters die, because the Black Knight pings did really good work on me. And then I got stuck on the Rogue taunt, and then Black Knight was still pinging me. It was kind of annoying. Room number 5, MOE Ultimus did indeed fail on this because I misplayed. So if you go back and watch it on one of my videos, I had Nightcrawler stunned, and then I used Ultimus Special on Quicksilver, who was next to Nightcrawler, because I wanted to get damage on Quicksilver. It actually pushed the Nightcrawler to his passive, so then he cleared the stun, and then he ulted my face off. Or no, and then he specialed and gave turn meter, and it was big problems from there. But if I played this right, this would have one-shot. But then I came in with a Pegasus cleanup. And then room number 6, I used Zemo, Omega Red, and Cabal, and just deleted this room 8366. Once again, Zemo is the MVP of Cabal. I should really build him up so he stops getting one-shot by people, but it is what it is. Then for my defense, once again, Superior 6 soaking up an Illuminati with Captain Britain. They will stay on defense as long as they are soaking up a Superior 6. I don't care what anybody says. Superior 6 is great on offense. Yes, they are. But if they're soaking up the best Cosmic Crucible team on planet frickin' Earth, it's a win in my books. Room number 2. He did a sack with Invaders and then came in with SD BTS. Honestly, he probably could have one-shot it with SD BTS, but it's definitely not clean, that's for sure. Void Knight in here caused some issues. That's for sure, because he can flip the stuff from Black Cat. He goes faster than Black Cat, flips those death proofs, and then Black Cat can just bleed out, honestly, because Void Knight's really, really strong. Room number 3, he did a double sack and then came in with Superior 6 Vulture on my Mephisto Spider Society room, so good attack on him. Room number 4, he used Cabal, Kang, and Titania on this, which this was an absolute full balls to the wall commit, and I'm here for it. But then this is where the struggle bus started for him. So in room number 5, he tried to Tangle, Dorm, Nova, Kestrel this, and I don't know why people keep trying this. It does not work very well. So we had a combat canceled here, and then he did Cable, Eternals, Weaver, Nova into this as kind of a sack, and then New Warriors did, so he had to triple tap this, which was great. And then room number 6, he tried an APOC Rolk, Ultimus, Emma, Archangel into this. Combat canceled. Then he tried the exact same thing, and I'm going to show you the replay here because this is an absolute pucker, and I feel so bad for him that this didn't work because it should have, but unfortunately APOC just not doing what APOC is supposed to do, so that's pretty damn funny. So once we get through this incredible loading screen that's taking way too long, I'll show you what happened. So we have here Rolk's gonna special turn 1 on the Sasquatch, obviously. Give that turn meter to APOC. APOC's gonna ult here. Actually, Ultimate's gonna ult, give more turn meter. You have the rewind from Archangel, which is why APOC got in front of Sus there. And then APOC tries to punch Sus, and it just doesn't kill him. Sus literally lives with 1 life. And then ults, and then the battle just ends from there because Hive Mind gets turn meter and just deletes faces. So really unfortunate on my opponent there. But then he came back in with another attack after that because Super Scroll is pretty low life. Once the loading screen wants to finish up here. Hey, thanks. Oh, thanks for kicking me to the home screen. That's fun. That's where I wanted to go. Thanks. So we'll go back in here. And then he came back in with a Silver Surfer, Dorm, Lizard, Doom, Gladiator, the Kraken. And this just barely squeaked by, honestly. Doom got pushed, and it worked really well. It was interesting. It was definitely interesting. So it barely worked. So you see my opponent definitely limped through my defense, but unfortunately not clearing room number 2 on my end. Cost me the victory. So let's get into how I'm going to improve my defense for week number 5. Surprise, surprise. I've been gassing them up throughout my entire recap. Room number 1 is going to be Superior 6 with Green Goblin Classic as a Raider because it keeps pulling Illuminati. That's right. So we're going to have them on defense once again in room number 1. Are they great to have on offense? Yes. Yes, they are. But if they are pulling the best team in the game in Cosmic Crucible, they will stay on defense for me. That is all. Let's go to room number 2. Coming in to room number 2, we've got 3-piece Out of Time with Quicksilver and Void Knight. Now, Quicksilver and Void Knight are going to obviously ult turn 1. Well, Quicksilver's turn 2. Void Knight's always turn 1. But Quicksilver's going to take his first turn special, and then he's going to ult turn 2, which is great. Obviously, Black Knight makes this room really scary. Cap makes Black Knight even scarier because it gives him the blocks. And then Peggy is going to ult every single turn, so give a lot of healing to the team here. Clearing some negative effects as well, putting some regens out there, just making Black Knight and Cap way tankier and giving an efficiency sink. So if you don't sack this, you could absolutely have some problems here. Now, you see I have Void Knight as a striker, and that's because I think people are going to try to run SD into this. So if Void Knight ults turn 1 as a striker, he's going to flip all of Black Cat's bleeds, Death Proofs into bleeds, and bleeds will do more damage if the person who applies the bleeds is a striker. And if he's a striker, he can one-shot Black Cat when she has all of those bleeds. So that's the thought behind that. Quicksilver, obviously a striker, not going to be hitting any vulnerables, but I don't think that's the issue. I think this team is going to either delete somebody or it's not. But yeah, this is going to be my room number 2 defense. Room number 3, I have Mephisto here, but you can put Noir here. I was just too lazy to change it because I don't want to. So you're going to put Noir here and just run the full Spider Society team because Secret Defender's CGR does not scale very well. And now that Spider Society is farmable, a lot of people are going to have 7/7. A lot of people are going to have diamonds on Spider Society. And if you have not put diamonds on Spider Society and you're holding a lot of diamonds, put diamonds on Peter B and put diamonds on Penny. I have both of them at 3 diamonds, and both of them were direct upgrades all the way to 3 diamonds, and I don't regret it at all. Once Penny is 7/7, she will jump all the way up to 3 diamond. It is absolutely worth it. I would also recommend this placement in general. Obviously, this is not Mephisto. This is Noir. So you put Noir here. So if somebody tries to cheese and New Warriors this like an idiot, and they try to rewind or control the Peter B, you have Gwen with the dodges here, and she can dodge a lot of the bleeds that Firestar puts out and the offense downs. And then Gwen can also dodge the spreading effect from Deathpool, and then Deathpool won't be able to spread anything to the adjacent targets, which makes that ridiculously good. So that's going to be my defense for room number 3. Room number 4, you see the Noir in here, and if you do not have Mephisto, Noir will be in room number 3. I would put Quicksilver here, and then instead of Quicksilver in room number 2, I'd put Wolverine, because Wolverine will ult turn 1 in room 2, and if he ults, he can do 3 million damage as a Raider, and he could just absolutely one-shot somebody. So that can be really, really good. So that's going to be my recommendation there. But this is going to be the defense that I would absolutely recommend. You see, I have swapped out Panda for Dakin because I noticed a lot of people were bringing in Tangled into my defense here. And Dakin is going to be the counter to Tangled because he gets 60% speed if there is somebody with stealth on the other side. 2099 obviously gains stealth. He's going to special turn 1 and do a bunch of damage. Potentially put a lot of bleeds if there's no apocalypse there. But again, he's going to do a lot of damage. And then I have obviously Zuggs as the pre-taunt. For those of you guys who have Gladiator, if you want to put Gladiator in here, you absolutely can. But again, there's going to be an APOC being run in here, so I think Gladiator is going to lose the safeguard anyway, but he's a really good tank, so if you do have Gladiator, he's definitely a better pre-taunting tank than Zuggernaut is, but I do not. Do not buy new characters 99% of the time. But yeah, I have Striker on these two over here. I've got Raider on these two. Skirmisher on good old man Logan. Yes, Skirmisher is better. Don't listen to what Dorky Dad's saying. Oh, Skirmisher for a triple tap that doesn't do much damage. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Zombie Juggernaut does a lot of damage when he has a lot of charges. Also, Noir at G19 2 Diamond as a Striker does a lot of damage. So This is my ISO recommendation. Also, the placement recommendation as well. Nightcrawler on the end. Old Man Logan here, so he has more chances to get hit by a lot of things. So that'll be really nice. But yeah, that's going to be my room number 4 defense. All right. Coming into room number 5. We're not changing a damn thing. That's right. This room is staying the exact same. And honestly, all I did was make it bigger. I have 3 diamonds on Forge now, G19. I have G19 on Cyclops. Yes, I G19'd him for this. And then Rogue will potentially get Dark Diamonds, but I don't know, honestly. I still need to save some Dark Diamonds for when Old Man Logan, Super Skrull, all those big fat characters come in. But she is very tempting, let me tell you. Now, the Bishop here, obviously, the pre-taunt, so you can't control Forge turn 1 with MOE. And if you knock Bishop low, which you presumably will because he's like 160k, I think. Let me go to my Axeman here. Yeah, he's 120k, so guess what? He's gonna get pushed pretty quickly. And then when he gets pushed, Rogue gets taunt. He dies. Then Rogue's on an island, and then you're not hitting anybody except Rogue. And Rogue loves to be punched in the face. And then when she specials, she gets drain, and then she ults, she gets more drain, and then she's back to full health before you know it. And then Forge is ulting your face off, Cyclops is ulting your face off, Gambit's ulting your face off, and you have problems. I have found this is the best defense to run in room number 5. I don't think there is any question about it. I think this is, period, plain and simple, the defense you run in room 5 without a shadow of a doubt. The only thing I could see is maybe if you want to throw in like Ultimus or Silver Surfer in here over a Bishop, just to get a little cheeky. Ultimus can definitely counter a New Warriors if they try to come in here with New Warriors, or if they try to come in with an MOE. They obviously have taunts, so Ultimus can delete those taunters pretty quickly, so that can cause problems. But I love Ultimus on offense. You saw I used him all 3 rounds on offense, so I'm using him absolutely there. But this team on defense in 5 is ridiculously good. Do not sleep on this room. Put it in room number 5. You will be thanking me, I promise. Now let's get into room number 6. All right, room number 6. And we made one slight change. We moved Panda to here because if they try to APOC this and try to get all cheesy and try to get cheap instead of caballing this, guess what's going to happen? We have Panda as a reflexive taunter who, when he drops below 50% life, will gain taunt. And when APOC ults, he's most likely going to push the Panda because my Panda is right in that sweet spot. That's going to be really, really helpful. So you see Panda's around 445 here. So what happens is when APOC ults, he's probably going to push him past 50% life and make Panda taunt. So that means with Panda's taunting, you're not punching Super Skrull, and that causes problems. Now, if you have a bigger Panda pool, I would move Panda over here. So the Red Hulk special also hits Panda, and then you will get that extra damage, and then when the APOC ult goes, Panda will 100% get pushed. But if you have a medium to larger sized Panda, I would put him in the middle. I don't know if mine at 6'6", 5'5", 6'6", is too big to just get pushed by Apocalypse. So I may have to do some testing based off of round 1 and move him over if I see Apocalypse is not doing enough damage to him. But I don't know, honestly. But I want to play safe here and put him here for right now. We still have the 2 heroes, 2 villains. Again, Void Knight is in room number 2. Gwenum just hitting the bench now, so it doesn't really matter. Carnage still giving some speed, and then Red Goblin does a lot of damage if he gets to his ult to get the speed. And then Super Skrull, just an absolute nuisance as a Raider. If he ults turn 1, you got problems. But yeah, that's going to be my defense for room number 6. Alrighty, MSFers, that's going to be my defense for week number 5. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are getting some wins because of my defense. I get DMs all the time saying, hey, I use this room. Hey, I use this room. I get comments in the comment section saying, hey, this has been great. I went 3-0 using your defense. People struggled everywhere. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. And I hope this is helping you guys out and helping you guys enjoy Cosmic Crucible a little bit more, even if you guys don't have Captain Britain, even if you guys are still working on Mephisto. But until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, MSFers.